Hey everybody, Jim's here, Razors and Rods Media Network. Hey, we're in the Razors and Rods TV studio here in the new Bat Cave that we've created. It's not perfect, but it's mine. It is what it is. I still have a little bit of glare here in my eyes that I'm working on because I do have the monitor here in front of me, but I think everything's set up. So hopefully everybody can see me, everybody can hear me. I'm going to check here real quick just to see. Looks like that we are live on YouTube with a little bit of delay. And let's go back over here. And looks like we're live on Facebook. Oops, wait a minute. My mic is muted. Why is my mic muted? Okay, maybe that's better. Mike was muted. So anyway, if you didn't hear me, hopefully you did. Welcome. Thank you for coming. This is kind of a dry run through tonight. We're just going to kind of see how things work from a live standpoint. Nothing scripted, nothing to talk about. We're just going to gotta wing it. So if you didn't hear the beginning, this is Jim, Racers and Rods Media Network. We're here in the Racers and Rods, new Racers and Rods studio, Racers and Rods TV. We're going to hopefully have a podcast here at least once a month. I think what we're going to try to do is do a live once a month and also do a pre-recorded podcast type situation once a month. And so, hey, we have at least one person. Aubrey's out there. She can see me on YouTube. So, hey, cool. It works. So we appreciate it. Hopefully other people, we do have the ability there. If you want to hit us on YouTube, I think on Facebook also, if you want to come in, you can get in the chat there and we can do one of these deals. So there's Aubrey. She is actually my daughter. So we have somebody from the family here. So at least somebody's showing up. And JR is here. JR, who is my nephew. Weldon Services. If you need property management done, any kind of land clearing, clean out of your house, mow, bush hogging, fence work, anything like that, look on our Facebook site. JR Weldon Services is on there. He'll get you straightened out. He can handle it all. So we just did a pretty little advertisement for his company. Didn't have a lot of video. We did some still shots and everything, but I think it came out pretty cool. He was pretty happy about that. He didn't know I was doing it, so we just kind of went through and kind of winged it for him. So that's pretty cool. So we'll be posting some of those here here on the channel. Because he is Weldon Services is one of our sponsors. We are on his race car. Also, you can see him, I believe it's September 7th at the Freedom Factory. He's racing there that night. The Weldon Services Modified will be there. All new body, all new motor, running with the big boys now. So we're hoping we will get out there. We'll have some cameras, have some GoPros in his car, be out there supporting him. So we do have a show earlier that day, so I'm going to have to run from Bartow, clean up there, get down to Bradenton to the Freedom Factory, and hopefully be there for the feature races that night. I believe that's a Danger Ranger night, but don't quote me on that. He'll probably let me know. Aubrey said she can't find us on Facebook. But we are here on YouTube, so hopefully we get some people watching there. So anyway, this is what things are going to look like, at least initially. This is my new office, the new home, international home of Racers and Rods TV. I don't have a backdrop. I'm kind of using my background. I've got my some of my memorabilia. Let's see here over on this side. I am a Batman fan. You can't see it, but this is all my Batman, my Hot Wheels, and all my Batman stuff on this side. So one of these days I'll show you. Not a lot of stuff, but it's actually pretty cool. So here in the background, so we'll see. We'll kind of see how it goes. You know, it doesn't have to be. I don't think it has to be perfect. We'll get better as we get bigger and we learn more. I hate the glare in my glasses. Unfortunately, I have to wear glasses. I can't hardly see with them, so I really can't see without them. So we'll work on that. Hopefully everything's good. You can see me. The audio is good. I'm tinkering around with this. I do have this is actually pretty cool. I've got a secondary shot here. This is my side camera over here showing. It's kind of dark with the rest of the room behind me. This is a new room we just built on the house here. It's what I'm calling the Racers at Rod's Media Studio. So anyway, so we've got a bunch of toys. Spent a lot of money, having a lot of fun. So that's what we're doing. So this is what it's going to look like. So we're up for some suggestions. We're kind of still up in the air about what do we want to do? How do we want this podcast thing to work? Like I said, probably once a month we'll do a recorded one. Last week, recorded session that I posted that ran through all of the shows that we're going to be doing from last week all the way through the end of October, which we haven't been doing a whole lot right now here. If you're in Florida, if you're not in Florida, it's way too stinking hot. This has been a brutal summer. Too hot to be out there for some of these car shows during the day. And I've had some health problems in the hospital for a few days there. Found out that I was diabetic. That's a long story that we won't get into, but doing better with that, learning how to be a diabetic and taking my insulin and eating better. I'm down about 15 pounds. I feel a lot better. My blood sugar numbers are coming down. So that was another reason that, of course, wasn't out and had to postpone our benefit show that I want to talk about a little bit. Our benefit show that we did for our good friend Elvis Kearns, who has been he lives kind of in the Lakeland, Mulberry area there. He's been building hot rods for himself and for a lot of other people for a long time. He has a huge following, huge number of friends that are out there for him, and he's going through some really tough medical issues right now. It's I'm not at liberty. I really don't want to say what it is because it's not my business, but I know what it is. But he's going through some tough times. So he's a trooper. He is he's going through this. He's going to get better. He's going to be traveling all out the big shows and everything. So one of the things we wanted to do, we had it scheduled initially for July 20th at Quaker Steak and Leaf. Shout out to them, Hillary and everybody up there. They do we do a lot of shows, a lot of events there. They're always very good to us. So shout out to them. We appreciate everything that they do. And I was unfortunately in the hospital that weekend, so we couldn't have the benefit show. We moved it. We had it a couple weeks ago. I believe it was August 11th, if I remember correctly. We had a pretty good turnout. We had I don't know, probably 100 cars or so. But a lot of people that were good friends and know Elvis and know how humble and how much of a great guy he is. I've known him for a few years. I met him a few years back at one of the regional shows here. So everybody came forward. We had everything was free. Shout out to DJ Brian and Fran Hosh, his sponsor. He DJ'd for free. He is the car show DJ in the area. Everybody pretty much knows Brian. So he was there with us. So we had two full tables of donations that we raffled off. Smaller things, hats, plaques, calendars, pictures, just all kinds of things. And we had 4 tables of silent auction items, everything from entries into some of the regional shows, Slam Fest, the Bear Drive, Battle in Bama, a whole slew of shows that people bid on. We had people that brought trucks in that had stuff from his garage. He had floor jacks and Yeti coolers. Anyway, we had like 4 tables full of stuff. It was amazing. We had some people that made some custom items for us, and it would take forever to name all of those people, but made some awesome custom items that went for a lot of money. and we ended up raising a little over $4,000 for Elvis and Misty, and basically he using that to pay the bills. She's working, he's not. He's going through a lot of stuff. Going to the hospital, going to treatments pretty much every day. Just used for food, pay the light bill, all those sort of things. So working on some other things. We're actually working on a T-shirt. I'm not going to let too much of this out because actually doesn't know about it yet. We're going to do a T-shirt here. One of the things that I don't even know who came up with it, but I saw it online. With the thing with all the online stuff with the hashtags. I saw someone did hashtag Elvis Strong, and I thought that was cool. So we are actually going to print up. We're going to do some T-shirts with the hashtag, just the hashtag Elvis Strong on the front of it. We're going to sell those, and a portion of the proceeds from those, like $10 for every shirt, we're gonna give to Elvis. So we haven't figured out how we're going to sell those yet. I'd like to be able to ship them to you. We'll see some of the shows. Whatever, we'll get some maybe to him and let him hand them out, and you can just pay him for them if you know him, and then he can just put the money in his pocket. So anyway, so we're going to do some of those things, and we appreciate everybody that came out, and we were very, very proud to be able to do that for a guy who has always bent over backwards to do a lot of stuff for a lot of people. So don't want to get into, don't want to, put that in the ground. But anyway, it's important that people like him that need help, that the people that know him rally around him, and others like him, and help out. They're actually helping. He has a rollback truck that he has there at his house, at his shop, that he wanted to work on. He wanted to get ready for next year to be able to tow things to some shows, go out of town, and things like that. So he's not really capable of doing a lot of work. He's doing probably more than he should working on that truck, but he has a whole bunch of people rallying around him, people that are building the motor, putting the motor and transmissions. Our buddy Lurch, Adrian, shout out to him. He went up and did some paint and did some faux patina that matched the patina on the truck. Christian Stefko did welding, and he and Christina went up and did a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I don't want to mention too many names because I'm going to miss somebody, and I shouldn't do that. So, but that's really cool. They're helping him get this truck together, and hopefully he'll be strong enough. He'll be able to drive that. They'll be able to get in that, and they'll be able to take that for some extended trips next year to some of the shows. We're hoping to see him in Battle of Bama, which we didn't get to this year because the rods did not, but that's one of my bucket items for the company. Next year, we are going to Alabama. We're going to Battle in Bama in Talladega. That is one of the premier shows in the Southeast. So we are probably in the United States. So we're going to be there for that. So I just, like I said, wanted to talk about a few things. Want to talk about another show that we have that is coming up. Good friends of ours helped us out. One of our sponsors is Mini Madness and Slamfest. Slamfest 33rd year in Tampa, at the Tampa State Fairgrounds. This coming October, it's going to be the 19th and 20th. Move-in day is the 18th. We'll be there all 3 days. Mini Trucking Magazine will be there. All of the big media outlets are there. We're humbled that, Little Racers and Rods here from Bradenton is going to be out there, kicking it around with all of these big media outlets. We can't wait to meet some of these people that we've only seen online and things like that, and be part of that. We appreciate Jonathan. We appreciate the whole crew there with Mini Madness and what they do, and that Jonathan and the crew believe in what we do. They've been very, very good to us. This will be our third official year there at Slamfest, and we're going to have a great time. We're not sure yet whether we're going to be a vendor like we were last year. We are kind of hush-hush. I just posted something on Facebook, working on some T-shirts. We're actually going to try to print a first run of like 50 shirts and see if we can sell some of those at some of the shows. We did some commemorative license plates last year. If you were there, that had Slamfest 32 Florida license plates. with the Slam Fest on it that went over really good. We saw those for like $10. So people like those. It's pretty cool to have one of those and say that you were there. And so we're not sure whether we're going to do that and just be the media guys. The little media guys there this year running around in the golf cart like I do every year. Although they have given us the go ahead that we will be announcing this soon and figuring out how we're going to schedule it. If you are going to Slam Fest, if you're bringing your car, if you're bringing your truck, last year we did kind of an impromptu photo video session. Uh, we were contracted by our friends at Roll and Low Car Club with the lowriders from Port Charlotte. They wanted to do some video. They wanted to do some photos of the whole. I think they had about 18 cars that were outside, a few more inside. All the kids on the bikes. It's a great crew. So we ended up doing a bunch of videos, or we did video, and we did a lot of photographs for them. And we ended up just having people with cars and trucks line up and go, "Hey, can you take my picture too?" So we spent Aaron and Dylan and the whole crew were out there. They spent hours over there shooting photos for everybody last year. So what we're going to do this year is we've gotten the approval that we're doing it at least Friday. We're probably not going to do it Saturday because Saturday's a big day, and we'll probably maybe do a few finish up on Sunday. So we're going to do some very inexpensive paid photo shoots. Probably $25 or something. You'll get 4 or 5 shots of your car or your truck or whatever. We have some great, our great guys, our great photographers will be there. So you won't be disappointed with that, and we'll email those to you. There will be high res photographs, and you can print those. We can print them for you. We can do posters. We can do canvas prints. We can do that stuff. But anyway, so we're gonna work on that, figuring out how we're gonna try to schedule that out and make sure we get probably a car in about every 20 minutes or so. Trying to decide whether we're going to do that by the stage. We have a couple other ideas. There's a barn there. There's some other cool backdrops where we can do some stuff. But anyway, so if you're going to Slam Fest, look forward to that. We're going to do that. Like I said, there are going to be so many other great media outlets there that we're not saying we know we're not on their level, but we can take some damn good pictures. So we're going to do that and see how that goes. So make sure that's on your calendar. That's Slam Fest 33. It's at the Tampa Fairgrounds, the State Fairgrounds, and it's October 19th and 20th. If you go online, if you go on Slam Fest, look up Slam Fest on Facebook. You'll find the group. You'll find the event there. There's about 4 or 5 host hotels that are close by within 5 or 10 minutes that you can come. If you're coming from out of town, you can stay and that sort of thing. And the really cool thing about that, we really dig about that show. And if you have a chance, go back and look on our Facebook or on our YouTube channel. We just posted one, actually an old one from yesterday, the other day on Facebook from last year's show that we did. We had I don't even know how many hours of video and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photographs that we did. I think we put out 3 separate videos. But anyway, the cool thing about that is so if you get a chance, go back and look up Slam Fest on our YouTube channel here. Some of you are on, and go and watch those videos because those videos are pretty cool. So anyway, what I was going to say was, whether you get off track there, was that the cool thing about Slam Fest that doesn't happen at a lot of other shows is because there's enough space there, and because nobody takes advantage of it to the point of being stupid, let's just say. They let everybody cruise. They let everybody just drive around a little bit. We get so many videos, when somebody comes by, especially if it's, something with hydraulics or airbags or whatever it is, lowered. And they see one of our guys with a GoPro with a camera, basically standing in front of them. They like to show off. So they drop them down, they scrape things, they drag, bumpers and hop and three-wheel and all of that cool stuff that we love. And we get some really really awesome videos of that kind of stuff going on. So that's a hell of a lot of fun. That's the only way I can say it. It's a lot of fun. And they have, I always say 500, but there's well over 500 cars, probably more closer to 600 to 700 cars. About 75 or 80 inside of the ones that get inside the building that are there for the weekend. Kind of top notch stuff, really cool stuff there. And also, they just announced that they will be bringing back the club games this year, which is always pretty cool. They do a bunch of crazy games and stuff, and see which club comes out on top with that. And then our friends that helped us out on our Father's Day show, they are going to be doing the Miss Slam Fest Pinup Girl contest. That'll be, I'm sure, on the stage. Even at our show, they had about 20 entrants, so I'm sure that's going to be very popular. That's going to be a lot of fun because they enjoy that, and that's really good to have them come around. We'll get some cool pictures and stuff with some of the vehicles and things like that. So anyway, Slamfest, you got to do it if you're in the area. Spectator tickets, I just saw are on sale. It's $20 for the weekend. That's a steal. It's like $15 a day, $20 for the weekend. You come out because you probably aren't going to be able to see everything the way you want to see it in one day. Come back Saturday and come back. Sunday's pretty much a laid back day. They do the trophies. They kind of chill out. Everything's kind of wrapped up by then. The ones that have been judged have been judged. All of that cool stuff. So it's kind of a laid back day, but that's a lot of fun. Meet a lot of cool people and talk to the vehicle owners and that kind of stuff. So anyway. Wanted to plug that. So that's a lot of fun. The other one is Eastbound Get Down 2025. It's Martin Luther King Day weekend in January. I don't have the dates here in front of me, so I'm going to mess it up, but we'll get those to you before too long. That's another good one. Mike the Mayor over there running that show. That's another fun show. Destination Daytona. It's actually at Beach. If you've ever been to that area, that's a really cool area. They got a big pavilion where they have cars that in there set up for the weekend. Big parking lots, lots of cars, lots of lowriders, lots of mini. The thing I like, I'm an old school mini truck guy. I was the founder and president of a mini truck club here in the Sarasota area. I'm not going to say, well, yes, I am. In the late 80s, we started that, showing my age, 88, 87, 88, 89. Simply Irresistible Minis. If anybody remembers, we did a lot of the Florida shows. Anyway, Eastbound Get Down is one of the places where if you think mini trucking is dead, you'll find something different there. That is a blast. That's a fun show. Bunch of cool cars, bunch of trucks, raised trucks, big raised trucks. The stereo contest that they have there, which is really cool because they have it in a back parking lot. So if you're not into all of that bass and everything, you can hear it, but it's not like the guy with the stunt wall is set up next to you, blowing the top off of your tent and everything. You can actually hear yourself talk and you can actually breathe. But if you want to go back there for that, and we do that, we ride back there. That's always really, really cool. A lot of unbelievable, sound off type cars and stuff there. So if you're into that, come for that. It's an awesome show. We'll get you the dates on that, but it's always Martin Luther King Jr. The holiday weekend. Hopefully this year it'll be better. Past few years, it's either colder than hell, or it's raining, or both. That we don't let that stop us. We just put some long pants on, which is I don't do very often. I did there last year though, and you put your poncho on, and you get wet. We're setting up there. We'll have our tent there. We might have some merch there. We probably have some shirts by then. We always give away some goodies. We'll have some cool stuff there. We have some ideas that we're going to give away some things and do some stuff. That'll be a lot of fun. So we have a lot of fun at that. That's another big show that we like doing. So I guess that's enough about that. Let me try something here. I actually have a video. One of the things that we want to do here, that we're expanding our horizons here at Racers and Rods. And one of the reasons we've changed the name, we've tried to change the name to Racers and Rods Media Network, is that we're trying to expand our horizons, do some new things. There's a lot of people out there that go out and film or videotape car shows. A lot of guys, and not knocking them, and it works very well, especially if you know how to edit and you know how to use an iPhone. You put an iPhone on a little stalk, a little gimbal, and you fire it up and you walk around, and you make a video. So we love doing that. That's kind of what we do. We're not doing quite as many this year, but I doubt if anybody else did. We shot 90 plus car shows last year in 2023. There's probably not too many others out there, at least small companies like us, that could say that we were in Georgia, we were in Florida, we were in Tennessee. I was in Tennessee. So anyway, we want to expand things. That's the bread and butter. That's where you meet people. That's where you meet people with cool cars and cool stories and things like that. But we want to do some other things. We're doing some features, not only on cars, but clubs and different business. The business side is something that we haven't really jumped into yet, but hopefully we're going to get into. If you have a business out there that's into the custom car genre, if you do wraps, or you do wheels and tires, or you do detailing, or you do custom build motors, for Mustangs or Mopars or whatever, and you're kind of a small business, we'd love to do a 30 to 1 minute, 2 minute advertisement video for you. We are going to charge for those. I mean, we're trying to make this a legitimate business and make ourselves a little bit of money, if nothing else, just to pay for these trips to Daytona and to Alabama and the things that we want to do. If we break even, I'll be extremely happy. But we'd like to do that, and we'll throw those on our podcast here when we start doing it. We'll throw those in the middle of our videos when we do the videos for the shows. Some advertisement stuff for you. So if you're interested, hit us up, and we'll do this. And they'll be pretty good quality. If you don't like what we do, we'll either fix it or you don't have to pay for it. We're pretty proud of the fact that we can do these for small businesses and do them inexpensive enough to where it's not going to break the bank. And get you some media coverage, and you can use them on your own website or your own Facebook site or Instagram or whatever you want to do. So anyway, we're going to do that. If anybody's interested, shoot us an email, racersandrods@gmail.com. Get on Facebook or whatever, and DM me, whatever you need to do. Get in touch with us. So we also want to do a few things. We've been trying to do more and more interviews with interesting people, even at some of the shows. We've bought some equipment. We have some pretty good equipment now, so it's just not like somebody standing there with a phone saying, "Hey, tell us about your car." Although we do that, and it is what it is. We're trying to do some of those interviews. We have a bunch of them actually in the can that we've shot over the past probably 4 or 5 months that we have not really shown anywhere yet. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to do that, whether we're going to post some of them in our podcast here or put links to them somewhere, how we're going to do that. But I'm going to try something here. I'm going to actually run. This is a friend of ours, good friend of ours. His name is Ralph Doty, and he doesn't go to a whole lot of car shows, but he's a cool, awesome car guy. And he's been building stuff. He used to actually be an auto body teacher at the Sarasota Vocational Institute for a long while. So he taught auto body classes. So he knows what he's doing. He's a really creative, kind of interesting guy, and he has some friends that are as creative and interesting as he is. So we coaxed him to bring out his car, which he calls Cattywampus. Everybody, after seeing it over the past couple of years, calls it the Batmobile. At least the kids do. So he's gone with that kind of theme. but he's a cool guy. We had him come out. We did a show. I think it was in April at the Learning Academy, a preschool in Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch area. We did a fundraiser for Make a Wish, which we raised $1,000 for. We had about 40, 50 cars there, so we did really well. So Ralph came out, and we happened to get an interview with him, and he's a very cool guy. So I'm gonna since we're testing the waters, I'm gonna test and see if this works. This thing's probably 3 or 4 minutes long, so hopefully it doesn't bore you to death. But he's pretty interesting. Let me see if I can actually run this thing and get you a taste of number one what we can do from an interview standpoint, and number two, introduce you to Ralph and his cool car that is hand built that he built in his shop here in his house. So without further ado, let me see if I can roll this and not screw this up.
My name's Ralph Doty. I've got a 59 Cadillac Custom that's based on a C4 Corvette chassis. And it's all sheet metal. It was welded together over about 2 or 3 years with a bunch of guys' input. This is a 58 front, 59 back, and a 63 fin down below. The windshield was 3/4 inch angle iron from Lowe's. The outboard motor covers from a 58-59 Montgomery Ward Sea King. Front lower bumper, 66 Corvair. Bumper end from a MG Midget. Anyway, it's just a lot of fun, good old parts. It's an automatic with a 350 out of a 81 Chevy El Camino, so it's pretty humble, but it works well. People think it's a Batmobile, but it was kind of a rat rod as it started, and I couldn't stop. We had to put doors in it, trunk. It got built when rat rods were supposed to be a big thing, and I just wanted to try one. I'd been teaching bodywork for 22 years. So it was coming along as a rat rod, and then I had time to make it pretty, which is something that was easy for me. So it's all sheet metal, and we sandblasted it down, and just honestly how it came together was 6 guys stopping by on Wednesday from varied experiences, and whatever made us laugh we would do. Well, didn't want to have a name too soon, or it makes the project go that direction.
Aubrey J.
Named it after a cat. It had whiskers like me. So this is a Cadillac. I wanted to do it nice because it was a Cadillac. They're supposed to be kind of prestigious. And an old name was Cattywampus, things that are out of place. So it kind of fit. This thing's a little out of place, and it was a perfect name for it. The Wayne Enterprises, whenever I took it out, people saw Batmobile, and so I had to go with that theme. And I remember that Bruce Wayne had Wayne Enterprises, so I stuck that on there, and I pretended that this was Alfred's retirement car in my story. And one of my former students said, "Oh, Ralfred?" And that's a tease on my name, so it's got Ralfred over there, Wayne Enterprises on the front and back, and people get a chuckle out of it.
Okay, so we go back to this one over here. Standby. There we go. Is that better? Seems like I lost my hello? Lost my sync for some reason. Seems like I'm let me try this. Just give me a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. I've got too much technology going on here at the same time with this other camera and everything. See, so I can do that, but I'm not sure whether it seems like there's a delay there with that camera, so I'm going to stick with this one. So so this is kind of the plan. We'll obviously have more of a agenda as we go forward and do these. Like I said, we'll probably talk about some of the shows that we're going to be heading to, some of the shows that we've already been to. promote some of the things that we're doing, some of the interviews, some of the I have a really cool um, video that is almost done. We have to film a little bit more, have a couple of segments that we have to finish. That was a brainchild of mine to create something that focuses on the ladies, the females that are in the car show scene, that drive their own cars, that work on their own cars, that aren't just that nothing's wrong with it, but aren't a passenger. They have their own vehicles, and there's a large number of them out there that I think have some really cool stories. So as we approach some people with that idea, especially our friends at again at the Roll and Low Lowrider Car Club in Port Charlotte. Shout out to them, and we do a lot with them, and they're very very good to us. And it's a very interesting, very family oriented group. When they show up large, as they did at the Tampa Super Show, Lowrider Show, earlier this year. They took home a bunch of awards. Really proud of the kids. Kids took home a bunch of awards with their bikes. Some of them first place in class, which gives them the opportunity, if they'd like, to go to the end of the year show in Las Vegas. But anyway, so we approached them because they do have a handful, at least 6 or 8 ladies that have cars and trucks and things in the club. And so when we did that, they said, "Well, gee, Diana, who her and Rolly, her husband, run the club. She says she's the treasurer, but she does a lot for that club. They don't have a vice president, but if there is one, she's it." Anyway, so when we approached them to interview the lady, she said, "Well, gee, we'd like you to do a video specifically for our club, just highlighting the ladies, and not only the ladies that drive cars and trucks, but the kids that are the girls, like the girls, the females that are youngsters that are being groomed, that are being raised, and they have these custom bikes. Some of them very very detailed, very very expensive lowrider bikes and that sort of thing. And they all have themes. It's actually pretty cool. Interview them, and we want our own video of just the club and what being a female in the car, the custom car area and field, it means to us, and that's so. Anyway, so we started it off there, and we did a bunch of we've had a bunch of interviews done with all the ladies from their club meetings for a few months. Actually, we did a few more a couple weeks ago. We have a couple more to do this weekend to finish that up. But I really wasn't sure what I wanted that video to look like. What was the theme? What was the idea behind it? What point I wanted to get across? The more I've gone and become friends with a lot of people in the club, and I sit through the meetings that they allow us to come to and that sort of thing. It became very clear that this is not just a car club, that it's a family, that they recruit families, they recruit people that have families that have kids. The kids are involved. The kids, when they go to shows or they've done charity events and stuff, have jobs. They set up tents, they set up tables, they work as hard as anybody else. And not only that, like I said, when they come and bring the club, like Slam Fest, they'll have for the rider show. Oh, they had 15 to 20 custom bikes there that are unbelievable. And pedal cars and tricycles and whole nine. So anyway, that the theme of the project became clear was family. So I thought about it. I have to have my creative brain, my creative juices going. When I do, it just kind of explodes. It all comes out. I need to sit in front of the computer, and I sat there 2 nights in a row until about 1 o'clock in the morning. And we've got right now probably a 6 or 8 minute video, and we'll be adding a little bit more to it that I can't wait to show everybody. We had some changes that we needed to have made that they looked at and said, okay, we want this change, we want that change, just some minor things. Some of the parts of the interviews that we missed a couple people and things like that. But I'm pretty proud of this project, and I think this is going to show one of the things that we can do as a company that's going to make us a little unique, I guess, in the area. I don't know of anybody else really that's doing media. There's a lot of guys running around that are shooting, have expensive cameras and shoot incredible photographs at any and all car shows and do photo shoots, creative stuff like that. Not a whole lot of them do video, but the ones that do, they do a great job. There's people out there that I envy and learn from them. But I think this project is pretty interesting and shows when we have the right resources and the right motivation and the right people, what we can do as a company and what we can put together to show other people the lifestyle, I guess, if you want to call it that some of the people, that all the people that we have the opportunity to become friends with and hang out with and those sort of things. What they do. So we have a couple other things in the cooker that are going to be similar to that. We are still going to do a larger one with. We have a number of ladies that are outside of that car club that do a little bit of everything from wrench on their own cars and paint and things like that to our friend Mia LaRue, who has been a partner of ours. We don't do a whole lot with her. She just first couple semesters in college, and she's going to be some kind of a crazy electrical engineer. The girl is too smart for her to go, but she races spec Miatas at Sebring and other places like that. And her family's in it, and her dad used to race, and they wrench a car and anything. So we're going to try to get an interview with her. We're going to try to get some other interviews. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool series. So we've got some other ideas that we're going to percolate. So if anybody has anything like that they think would be interesting, and not only that, features of a cool car, a cool story behind a car. We've got a couple of those that we just ran into at random shows where you start talking to somebody and you go, oh my God, we got to get this guy on video because he's got to tell this story of his car or where he found it or what the background is or whatever it is. We've got a couple guys that build and have built some incredible bikes, just all kinds of stuff. So we want to do those. We want to feature your business, whatever it may be. We have a couple of those coming up. We have one with that we're going to do with our friends over at Switchman Hydraulics. Got some secrets coming there that are going to be really cool. But, we went over and we talked to them and had a car actually. Rolly's car from Roll and Low Club. They were doing some work on his car. Had it up on the lift. First time I'd ever walked under one that really was a lowrider that had some serious hydraulic setup on it. And started looking at things and go, wow, I've never seen that before. How do you do this? Why do you do that? And Frank's description and of why they build things the way they build things and why certain things are the way they are was very easy to understand, even if you're not a lowrider guy, you're not a car guy or whatever. That's pretty cool. Never really thought of that. So we're going to work with them and do some videos with them. He's got a project there that we had hoped had been rolled out by now, but has not. That's going to blow some people's minds. And we are going to be the media outlet that's going to be there when he rolls that out. You're going to be amazed with that. So we'll give you a little sneak of that. That's going to be pretty cool. So I guess we've gone here. Let's see. I've gone 44 minutes. Wow. Just goes to show you, I didn't have an agenda here, and my brain goes a mile a minute, and I can talk with the best of them. I can sit here for 2 or 3 hours and just think of things to talk about. So as people that know me know that God, I just don't ever shut up. Um, but hey, when you're going to do a podcast where you're going to be online, you're going to do what we do. Uh, I've grown to like being like this in front of the camera, doing more and more of it. And as we get better, as we get rid of this stupid glare that is just bugging me, and we'll figure this stuff out. It's not going to be a perfect studio. It's not going to be, we're not going to be look like a news channel. But I think if we can bring everybody things that are interesting, that we do or that we see and we capture, if we can bring that to people, maybe expand the horizons a little bit, not only in the Tampa Bay area, but maybe some people will start watching, elsewhere, and that's fine. Even if what we do is regional or local, hey, that's fine with me. We're closing in on our Facebook group, Racers and Rods Media Network. If you're not a member there, you need to go in and join. We're closing in on 1,000 members there. Might not be a big number to anybody else, but just the fact that almost 1,000 people want to follow what we do, to me, is pretty humbling. We're at I don't know, 3,700 or so on YouTube. We'll be hitting, hopefully by the end of the year, we'd like to hit 4,000 and go from there. I think we've done so far. We've done what we've done. Like I said, just mostly car show coverage. And as we expand into these other things that we want to do, featuring cars, featuring people, featuring businesses, um, talking to people here online about what we like, and uh, we like custom cars, we like hot rods, we like exotic cars, we like muscle cars, we like them all. We've done shows, every gamut, from lowriders to donks to old school hot rods to motorcycles to drag racing. We did Starlets a year or so, a couple years ago, in Orlando, which was a very, very interesting, fun weekend with a crowd that normally we wouldn't be around, but great bunch of people. So we've been had the luxury to travel and do all of that and have fun doing it. So I don't want to beat that in the ground, but wanted to keep this be let's say, um, inside of an hour. So let us know if you watch this. If you're watching this live, there wasn't very many people on. There was a few. We appreciate that. If you're not watching it live, if you catch this on our YouTube channel or on Facebook, watch it through. Let us know. Still hit us up. Put some comments down below. Like I said, this wasn't scripted. This wasn't going to be anything that's going to blow you out of the water. But this is our network. This is our outlet to be able to get information to the people that follow us, and hopefully ones that will be following us in the future. So, what do you want to see? You want us to talk about shows. You want us to have we can have featured guests on here. We can talk about upcoming shows. We can talk about current events. Anything but politics. We'll talk anything but that. We're not going to do that. So anyway, we appreciate it. We appreciate everyone that follows, everyone that helps us out, everybody that follows us and let us do what we do because we enjoy doing it. Everybody that's ever given us a little bit of boost, a little bit of help, a little bit of promotion, a little bit of money, whatever you've done. You have no idea what all that means to us. And we just want to get bigger and better. We don't want to be a huge outlet. This is never going to be a full-time thing. But we want to be able to do what we like, do what's fun, and bring you something that we think not only we think is valuable, but you think is valuable. So with that, we're going to wrap this up tonight. We thank you. I appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully it wasn't too painful. So thank you for watching. This is Racers and Rods TV on the Racers and Rods Media Network, and we will see you the next time, which will be very soon. So everybody have a good night, and we'll talk to you later.